Hey guys, with Money in the Bank only 2 weeks away, can we see all the competitors taking part, build some momentum? Let's find out. This is Raw Reviews. So we started off the show with Elias, and for me this was a good change to how we usually kick off the show. Usually it's an authority figure like Kurt Angle or Roman Reigns kicking off the show, but this time we had Elias start like a mini concert, which was great. Slay in, Texas, always going to build up the crowd and getting them to chant "Walk with Elias." Seth Rollins comes out to get revenge on Elias for what he did to him last week. Pretty much both men were about to beat the crap out of each other. Seth starts by knocking out Elias's guitar out of his hand, which is cool. Then Jinder Mahal jumps in from behind. Roman Reigns comes out to save him, and of course then we get our authority figure Kurt Angle saying, "Look, on Raw we settle everything in the ring." And that caused our first match of the night, and that's right, it was Elias and Jinder Mahal teaming up to take on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So our first match, like I stated, was the tag team match of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins taking on Elias and Jinder Mahal. And what am I going to say about this? It was a very difficult match to actually enjoy because it was okay, but it wasn't anything great. And the reason I say that is we've had some absolutely stellar matches from Seth Rollins, and I've got to say this is probably one of the weakest matches I've seen in some time from him. I'm not blaming Seth, I'm not blaming Elias, I'm not blaming Jinder or Roman either. I just think it just didn't work. The chemistry wasn't there for this type of match, and that's a bit of a shame. Pretty much the crowd were all behind Seth. No one was behind anyone else. They were booing the crap out of Elias and Jinder, which you want, and booing the crap out of Roman, which you expect now, and it just kind of felt misplaced. Of course, Sami Zayn was the X factor in this whole match because he got involved so many times, causing Jinder Mahal and Elias to get the advantage several times. Helped Jinder by getting him out of the way from a drive-by by Roman Reigns, then allowing Jinder to pull him over through the barricade to get him out of the match, then as well nearly taking out Seth with a chair. Seth chased him with the chair. Elias obviously DDT onto the chair. Then Crossroads. Elias and Jinder get the win thanks to pretty much Sami Zayn really getting involved a lot. And this is obviously building up the match between Elias and Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. For me itself, like I said, it's a 5 out of 10, but that's mainly because Seth carried that match a lot more than he should have done. Next up we had Curt Hawkins versus a local talent. Now this was quite interesting. Hawkins sent out a tweet saying, "Look, I'm at 199 defeats in WWE since I've come back. I'm nowhere getting to 200. If I win tonight, I will buy everyone tacos." Obviously the crowd were behind Hawkins because God, who doesn't love free food? Look at me, I can justify all that. And again, it was just like, what the hell's going on? Because Baron Corbin comes out during the match, takes out the local talent, which meant that Hawkins was DQ'd, lost the match, that's lost 200, and then pretty much covers Hawkins in tacos. Brilliant. But that's not the bigger talking point. Then we found out that Baron Corbin is now working for Stephanie McMahon as I think like the enforcer, but he's got a name. I didn't really care because look at the picture of Baron Corbin telling Kurt Angle that he's now working for Stephanie. You saw Kurt's face like, "Oh God, the writers are making me work with bloody Baron Corbin, for God's sake." And you could just see the loneliness hit his eyes. Well done, writers. I'm giving the match itself a 1 out of 10 because Baron Corbin was involved. Next up we had Natalya versus Nia Jax with Ronda Rousey on mic. And I can't really understand how they're building up this rivalry because it's just not working. One, it's backwards writing because Natalya got injured and Nia was concerned after Natalya, after Nia won the match, and she was acting really concerned. She was smiling coming out of the ring. She was a baby face character. For last week and the week before, she was a heel, playing a more of a heelish kind of character towards Ronda. So what is going on with that? That is, one, very confusing. Two, using Natalya as a focus point for this rivalry isn't going to work. One, because look at the mic skills Ronda is showing right now. She's very poor on the mic. And if you want to be a champion, yes, you don't need to be the best talker, but my God, you have to talk sense. And Ronda doesn't even do that on commentary. She's very, very dull. And that's not going to work in WWE's favour. If they put the belt on her like a lot of people are expecting, this could be disastrous for the women's division on Raw. And I'm really worried. The match itself was very mediocre throughout. I feel really sorry for both Nia and Natalya right now for that kind of performance. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 10, mainly because you can tell both women were trying to have a match, but everything was focusing more on Ronda Rousey than the actual match itself. Next up, we had Bobby Roode versus Braun Strowman. Now, usually when it comes to a Braun Strowman match, I am one of the biggest fans for it. This week, I wasn't. Mainly because I just don't understand, again, what the writers are trying to do here. Bobby and Braun, it was always going to be one-sided. Braun is going to be written as a big scary monster, and everyone should run and hide from that big scary monster. And Bobby Roode pulls out a ladder, puts it between the barricade and the ring, pretty much building like a bridge, and gets Braun to chase him, goes under it, and then Braun just smashes the ladder. And you can tell what WWE were thinking, like, well, it's a steel ladder, and if he smashes it with his bare hands in one lot, the crowd will go mad. And the crowd went, oh, at first, and then they went, oh. You can tell it's a wooden kind of ladder painted silver. It's not as cool as, lifting up an ambulance. And I think that's the problem. I think the writers were going for the wow factor, and then they kind of got oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then Braun destroys Bobby, and you kind of go, oh, right, so we know where Bobby's going to be in the Money in the Bank suitcase match, at the bottom of everything. I'm going to give this match a 3 out of 10, and the only reason I'm giving it a 3 out of 10 is because Braun Strowman was awesome throughout it. You can tell he probably didn't want to do that kind of match. Next up, we had the Raw Tag Team Battle Royale. The winner would become #1 contenders to take on the Deleter of Worlds. And first things first, before we even had that, we had a mini interview with Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy and Renee Young. And I'm gonna say, it was a very weird interview. And entertaining in bits, yes. Weird in most, yeah. Best bit was when pretty much Matt Hardy asked Renee if she was woken. She said yeah, and Matt went wonderful, and everyone started clapping, and that was great. And then we got on with the Battle Royale itself, and for me, you can tell the Raw Tag Team division is pretty much in disarray right now. Because it just feels like there's something way wrong with it. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler are the strongest team right now, in my opinion. And they got eliminated first. I mean, everything else kind of went from there. It was like paint by numbers, who's going to go out, who's going to go out. Because you can tell straight away the B team was going to win because they've had the most airtime. Even including the Raw Tag Team Champions haven't had as much airtime as these two. They did win because Slayer accidentally eliminated Rhino. And that was it. We had the B team and it was great celebrations. I gotta give that. Bo Dallas and Axel are brilliantly funny. But the whole Battle Royale thing was a bit lame. Drew McIntyre and, you know, Dolph Ziggler destroying the tag team division just shows you exactly what state that is in. And I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10 because Drew and Dolph were the better things, and yet they got eliminated first. Next up, we had a promo where we saw Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn at it again, where they were pretty much confronting each other. This time Bobby Lashley starts this bit off, calling out Sami. Sami doesn't come out from the entranceway, he's actually in the crowd, and he states that he knows Bobby Lashley's a liar because he's got proof. He shows everyone Bobby's Instagram photos where it's motivational speeches, and pretty much states that he made up a fake account so he could DM Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley sent him a link to the Bobby Lashley fan club, and you could, you know, send money to Bobby Lashley's fan club and you might get a t-shirt. And this was pretty much Sami saying, look, he's nothing more than a con artist, he's only here for money, why do you people cheer for him? He lies about everything. Hell, I even think he lied about being in the army. And you could say, the crowd then started chanting USA. Why? Don't understand that. And then Bobby Lashley got really angry and the segment ended, and then Michael Cole went, no folks, just to remind you, Bobby Lashley was in the army. Okay. Again, very poor segment. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. There's been a lot of poor bits during this show. Next up, we had a 6-woman tag team match where we had Alexa Bliss teaming up with Ember Moon and Sasha Banks versus the Riott Squad. And I bet you're going, hold on, Alexa Bliss is a heel. Why is she teaming up with those two? Easy. Those three have all qualified for the women's ladder match at Money in the Bank, and the Riott Squad hadn't. So, of course, they're going to team up to take on people who haven't qualified. And the match itself was okay, actually. It wasn't too bad. It was one of the better matches of the night. Alexa Bliss got injured quite soon after the match started and limped off to the back, leaving Ember Moon and Sasha Banks by themselves to get pretty much destroyed by the Riott Squad. And I'm going to give Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan props for actually being a very effective heel team in this match. It looked really dire until Bayley's music hit. Bayley runs down, tags in somehow, wins the match, and then they all start celebrating. Baron Corbin, yes, the enforcer now for Stephanie McMahon, is talking to Kurt Angle and said, well, she wasn't in the match, they didn't technically win, what was wrong with the referee? You've got to fix this now, and tell them they lost by DQ. Kurt goes down, tells them, you lost, and then it's like, oh, we were gonna hug, me and Sasha were gonna be friends again, but because I wasn't technically in the match, which we all know the rules for, yeah, I get, the ending was stupid, the match itself was okay, well put together, I'm gonna give it that. It was just the stupid bits at the end, and then everyone going, oh yeah, that actually makes sense, why would Bayley do that? It was like, ugh. But yeah, I'm giving this match a 6 out of 10, mainly because it was a lot better than what we got earlier on the show. Then we had the Big Show back. Yes, we got the Big Show back to introduce the WWE Universe to the Special Olympics team for Texas. And you know what? This is the type of stuff I absolutely love WWE for. When they actually do a good charitable thing like this, where they promote charities and events like that, I actually do salute what WWE are all about. And you can tell the Big Show really does support this, you know, endeavour, this partnership with the Special Olympics. Hell, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it my first 10 out of 10. It's not a proper segment, it's not a proper promo, but only because one, he had the Big Show return, because I hadn't seen him in a while, and two, he's supporting a good charitable event. Yeah, screw it. My first 10 out of 10 doesn't technically count because it's not part of wrestling, but it's going to get it, so well done, guys. Then this moves us on to our main event, where we had Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. And WWE were quite, well, Michael Cole was quite adamant this is the first time ever in WWE that Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens has ever happened. No, it happened at NXT. That is still technically WWE. I don't care what you say. Don't call it development, or Triple H even says it's a third tier brand. It happened. So, screw you, Michael Cole. You are crap. And it was the best match of the night. It had to be. The two of the best wrestlers in the bloody company. Of course they were going to have a bloody brilliant match. And I loved every second of it. Kevin Owens was in control for majority of the match. He even brought a ladder in, which was great. And KO got DQ'd. He lost his temper. Great. This was exactly what I want to see from Kevin Owens. I loved it. It was fantastic. Losing it with his anger. Pretty much stomping on Finn Balor in the corner to lose the match. Then he gets a ladder. Is about to do a frog splash again on Finn. And he just chickens out because it's too high. Finn uses that time when he's thinking about doing it to pull Kevin away. Then stomps him in the chest. Then he goes up to pick up the bloody suitcase. Thank you, WWE. We now know Finn's not going to win the Money in the Bank because you've shown him take the bloody suitcase down. But yes, it was entertaining, it was fun, I absolutely loved it. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. And there you go, guys, that was Raw for this week. What did I think? I thought it was a terrible show. No, it was a bad show. It was bad. The Baron Corbin stuff, I don't understand how he's got himself into that position. Makes no sense. The Natalya, Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax thing is whatever. Bailey forgetting the rules. And of course Kevin Owens and Finn Balor saved the show, really, for my opinion. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 only because I'm being generous. But yeah, very weak show. There you go, guys. If you do like this episode, please like, subscribe, press the notification button. If you want to follow the channel itself on Twitter, you can do. It's at Smack Talk. YouTube, that's you and tube. And if you want to follow this guy on Twitter, you can as well. I'm at Boise88, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Smack Talk SmackDown review.